Hello, everybody, and welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. I hope you all have an amazing day so far. An amazing night or amazing afternoon, depending on where you are or wherever you're doing. I am here for you. I am going to be doing something really special today. We're finally going to be able to actually explain what the fuck is going on in the Dax universe thing, whatever fuck we're doing. I'm calling on your behalf of my digital body, which is D001. This is D00. Here. The guy you ended up seeing in the previous stream who was doing that terrible cosplay, but you know, we don't talk about that. That Dax is currently using this body as a host for, you know, the intelligent minds. I will explain everything that will happen tonight and everything that will happen tonight, and whenever we're done listening to all this shit, if you're listening to it like it's a podcast or anything like that, I will be explaining a lot of shit that was going to happen from the original Dax all the way to the ones that you don't even know about. So, you know, it's going to be fun. And while I'm doing it, I am going to obviously be drawing and doing a lot of crazy shit with it. But, you know, that being said, I am going to boot up my iPad right here. I was originally planning on making this like a slideshow or something where I would explain everything like I was a fucking madman, but you know, I have everything down to earth and, you know, basically everything that is supposed to be said. I will be also answering questions that you guys will be saying. And also, just a little heads up, I am going to be editing the YouTube side of things, because apparently Streamlabs does not let you guys donate to me. And I'm not expecting donations all the time, but as of recent, I really would appreciate them in case you guys want to help out in any way that you can. Instead of going to Streamlabs now, you guys can donate through Ko-fi. Hello, Horndog, how are you doing? But yeah, no, that's going to be the whole plan for the stream. I might be playing some games here or there, but that is a maybe depending on how everything goes. But that's it. Doing good, drawing, awesome. I'm going to be doing the exact same thing today. But again, if you guys want to donate, it's always going to be through the Ko-fi link. On Twitch, let me see if I can do that for you guys on Twitch too. I'm going to put it in the notification of the stream, and also on the, let's see here, under the channel banner, or in the channel description. Let's see. I'm gonna edit the panels and let's see here. Yeah, instead of donating on Streamlabs, you guys can donate through gonna be through Ko-fi. So you know that is going to be fun. It's gonna be a way better thing to use instead of just Streamlabs, because Streamlabs doesn't usually end up working the way that's supposed to. But yeah, I will be answering all of your questions, and some of them may or may not be actually answerable because certain documentation has not been found yet, or you know, we haven't been able to actually like find the resources in order to find what those documentations are going to be saying about. I will be joining in Goons in a bit, but as of right now, I am now currently going to be drawing everything. Hello, how are you doing, Deeran? How you doing? All right, I am invisible here, but it's fine. It's mainly because it's probably using my face cam. Nope, it's not. Okay. I'm here. All right, cool. How are y'all doing? I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Got everything else ready. Let me see real quick. I'm gonna leave you guys right there. That way it's easier for us to actually see where the donation's going to be at. It's gonna be over you, Chad, so perfectly fine. Let's see real quick. It's not under Opera. There it is. Okay. All right. I'm at the gym. I can't watch the stream. It's perfectly fine. Can't watch the stream. You can always listen to it, and you know we are going to be talking a lot about like the lore and such. So today I was actually planning on drawing basically, oh, the body, the recent body that I have. That's a lot of ass. I don't know why there's ass everywhere. All right. Welcome, Pico. It's been a long time no see since I last saw you here. Oh, lore. Yeah, so today we're going to be explaining a fuck ton of lore. Specifically from everything that's been going on in the Dax shit that, you know, everything. Let's kick it off with one simple thing and one simple thing to do. So explaining the lore is going to be a lot harder to say because it all basically began in one way. Seth MacFarlane spawns later make cameo. No, really. There's a lot of stuff. Lore, you say, yeah. Oh shit, it's MatPat. Oh no. Oh no, it's MatPat from the Game Theorist. Oh no. Well, technically, I'm not really a video game, am I? Well, he does have film theory, but you know, we don't really talk about film theory that much. So, this Dax specifically, the one that you are seeing on right now on your screen is D001. D001 is basically the catalyst to everything. Don't listen to the actual voice because that's the original. The guy basically created all this shit from happening. See D00, like the 3 zeros, D30, I don't know how to say it. As the guy who's just holding on to the documents and just knows about all this stuff in hand. That's the real Dax. That's the one that you've seen in previous streams. And there has been points in the past where multiple things have happened where different dimensional risk can cause his brain to fucking come up with really fucking stupid ideas. But when that happens, the real Dax basically causes a lot of shit to fucking go down. This one, however, D001, is the one that you guys are seeing right now. I'm gonna be sounding like a fucking nerd every single time I talk about this. So this Dax specifically is the catalyst. He is the one that is starting off all the shit that has happened. Ow. So, as of now, not a lot of people really know about this, but this is only a digital body. No one really knows where the original D00 is at. This Dax has been known to be very... How do I say? His identity has always been a complete mystery whenever it came to where exactly he ended up in. After the 1980s or so, everything kind of went downhill since there was a large report of a lot of different like wormholes being spawned in his original universe where he lives. And whenever that happened, a lot of temporal rifts ended up happening. Different Daxes ended up going into different dimensions. A lot of crazy shit like that. But I'm just already basically talking a lot of like shit that shouldn't be really said yet because I'm going to basically explain what happened to this Dax and where he came from. So our earliest records have identified that basically we don't really exactly know where and how he ended up in, you know, ancient, well, not ancient really, an old medieval France, because that's basically where every single, well, not every single, but this Dax specifically ended up being at the time of his first death. First death is basically one of the major things that ended up causing all the Daxes to, how do I say, get brought back. Every Dax has to die at least once in a lifetime in order to be brought back as basically what is known as a homunculus in different timelines or different universes. This Dax in particular is basically, well, like I said, the catalyst, the one that started everything. Without this Dax, the creation of everything that's happened to him will never fucking occur. Let me change up the music a bit because it is a little bit more aggressive than expected. I keep sounding like a fucking nerd every single time I talk about this, but here we are. Yeah, this is a lot nicer. So, Dax you're seeing right now, D001, original Dax. There's no real alias to him. They just call him Dax. This one died basically in France. No one really knew exactly why he died, but a lot of records basically identify that like the he was basically treating people with medicine from the future, and a lot of people started freaking out back then because they didn't really realize that, hey, this isn't medicine, this is probably witchcraft, and this guy's probably going to poison us. So the people who were in that original village killed him, and unfortunately he, well, died, got burnt into stake, and well, his skeletal remains were basically buried underneath the catacombs in a lockbox for a long time. So this Dax in particular gets basically cursed for all eternity, and even his soul basically had to make a forceful deal with a demon. You don't really know exactly what the demon is or what it came from, but that demon basically told this Dax, from the records that we got, is that we gotta bounce. I'm gonna try rejoining later. Awesome. I'll be over here just in case you want to talk. So this Dax in particular, not a lot of people really know where he ended up at, like I said before. But the records in the past have identified that he has been in the Hollentore bunker. That's where he basically got brought back to life. A lot of other Daxes basically share the same faith in their own universe, where they basically get brought back through forceful science or demonic rituals. But this one is basically just the thing that started all. Crazy German scientist slash SS officer basically brought him back, tried to use him as a weapon, living weapon. I've explained this before in like a previous stream. When he died and got brought back, the one thing I forgot to put into inputs were timelines of events. So he originally died around, like, let's say 1600s or so. Well, not really 1600s. I don't really recall when the Black Death happened, but around the time of like the Black Death hit Europe, that's when he died, and that one small village ended up becoming more of a sanctuary to people who wanted a actual cure. But at some point they basically killed themselves because they killed the one guy who was actually helping them. He basically made himself a plague doctor that actually helped people out the way he was supposed to. His bones were basically buried in the catacombs for God knows how long. And let's see, like 1943, 1942, around that time, the skeletal remains get transported to Austria, specifically to Hollentore bunker, and that bunker in particular basically gets let's see, like it has a lot of fucked up experiments, you know, human animal experimentation, demonic experimentation. You get the fucking gist. The Germans were basically trying to do crazy shit. Make a furry Dax where he did a funny to a Pete's. What? No, what the fuck? I mean, there is such a thing as a werewolf Dax. That was a thing that existed at some point. But I'll explain that in a future time. So when it happened, when his resurrection basically got brought back, think about how a child would grow up. You know, motherly home figure, everything like that. You know, like how a child should grow up. So this Dax basically was forced into growing up in a test tube when he got brought back, because whenever he got brought back, it wasn't entirely like, oh, you're just already like 20. No, they basically had to bring back his whole DNA strands, rebuild him from the ground up, and he grew up as a test tube baby for overnight, basically, and he became a teenager in the second day. And then after the third day, he completely grew up back into his former years of being around like 20 years old. But in reality, at that point, his body was basically stuck. Almost every Dax or Daxine that is known around the worlds or like the universes has been known to be more immortal. There's only been a handful of times where actual aging was recorded, but the aging processes are either slowed down or they're sped up to the point that they just end up becoming skeletons, which is a pretty fucked up thing to think about, but it's something that just happens. That being said, he gets brought back. T001 ends up either just staying down there whenever the entire bunker just fucking collapses completely, and well, there's no bringing back any of the scientists, and most of the records identify that almost everyone there is dead. in the Holotel bunker. So yeah, shit goes down during a blood moon, and you know, people die. The blood moon is an event that basically happened in order to make every single one of those experiments, including Dax himself, to go completely batshit insane and kill everyone around them. It was not a good time. If you were in that bunker, you did not want to be there at that night, because the Germans legitimately thought that, hey, let's just keep seeing what happens if we like expose all of these creatures to the blood moon. Maybe we could finally, like, at that point, like, they were reading the signs on the walls and everything basically just collapsed, and you know, bad shit happened. The only known survivor of the entire event was basically a tank commander that gifted Dax a one-way out, which was a broken scythe that they found alongside with his bones, which is a favored weapon to most Daxes, which is massive scythes, and his iron cross, which is, you know, actually digitalized in this own body right here. If I can get my body up here real quick. Yeah, see? You see my little iron cross right there. That is the original iron cross that they, let's see, that the German commanding tank officer that basically got super jaded from the war gave to Dax, because that was basically the only person in that one bunker that basically taught him how to be, you know, human again. He became extremely jaded from the war after finding out that his son ended up getting killed. Talking about Pepe Sylvia again. Pepe Sylvia, no. I'm talking about Daxlor. Because I made a promise that once I reach 500 subs, I will actually explain the Daxlor like a madman. So this Dax ends up either, well, no, not either, because this is an actual thing that has to be specified. This Dax stayed in that bunker in a form of cocooning for God knows how long, until the 1980s, where a group of specialized like mercenaries and scientists from like a new foundation that's basically undercover what the fuck was happening, do a Filthy Frank type book about Daxlor. I fucking will have to at some point. Like, I'm not good at writing, but I'm going to have to explain all this shit at some point. That isn't just me rambling about this like I'm fucking Wendigoon. So from what we've known in records and everything that like we've really even talked about, every single point in which a Dax has to escape the bunker, it has either been known that they have gone completely silent or they have escaped. There's never been a record in which a Dax has actually died on trying to escape there, because it's basically near impossible. Otherwise, the timeline of events would never exist, and we would just exist in a continuous like world that is just normal. However, the one universe that is known to actually be normal is the one that we're currently in right now. The one that you are in right now. This one, logically speaking, the only Dax that exists that is related to any of these ones is the one that you're talking to. And this one is mortal. This is the only human one that isn't like cat or anything, because this one's the only one that has come up with shit. So I don't want to make any existential bullshit, but that's basically the only way that this universe is connected to the other ones. The other ones are either fiction or they have never been found ever again. That being said, okay. This Dax has basically been told that, well, not told. Whenever the SPD, the Special Paranormal Division, found him, he was in a stasis of like basically eternal sleep for a while until he could wake up again, because the night of the blood moon basically drained his entire energy to the point that, you know, he just didn't really wake up. And so the mercenaries that ended up picking him up took him back to the SPD's like special like HQ, just to like verify that he wasn't just like some other monster that they ended up finding down there. And he wasn't. He was actually extremely cooperative with them and just tried to explain everything that was going on, how everything went down, that The only one goal that this one Dax had in mind was basically try to live a normal life and find where that tank commander ended up at. And still to this day, no one really has known where he went. Again, he was basically the only other person who basically taught him how to be a normal human being. That being said, when around like the 1990s, 1998 from what I recall, this Dax went completely missing. The only other records I really have of this one left is this body, this digital body construct that the SPD has basically made in hand with a different artist in order to portray how he actually looks and how he functions. Every single model that you see and every single like PNG or anything like that, that's just a digital digitized like version of where a Dax is at, or how they would look like, or how they would be animated. And that goes for every single Dax. What the hell? Yes, I'm explaining a lot of random fucking shit. I'm sorry if you just joined the stream and it just sounds like I'm rambling. So yeah, so this Dax, no one really knows where he went. But whenever that happened, the reason why no one really knows where he ended up going was mainly because the night of 1998, specifically in around another blood moon, I'm not recalling where and what night exactly, but a blood moon basically happened around the time of the 1998 in this universe. Thanks for subscribing, Fentanyl Connoisseur. What a weird name, but cool. Man, it's gonna feel like we're fucking taking fentanyl if we fucking keep talking about shit like this. But I kind of have to. I made a promise. This Dax in particular went missing. No one knows where he went, and that exact same night, a lot of different portals ended up opening up. Blood moon portals are basically the things that are like blood moon portals or wormhole portals. Like, goddamn, I'm trying to say that 10 times fast. These wormhole portals basically worked as a way for other Daxes to interact with this universe. But the night that happened, near pandemonium just hit. It just became so fucking chaotic that no one really knew where and how a lot of different like events were happening. Like, there were monsters that were presumed dead in that universe, because in that exact universe, the Germans, whenever they tried to make their own version of these portals in the bunker, basically kind of kickstarted that from happening and brought in a bunch of different monsters from like other dimensions. You guys ever seen The Mist? Like the movie The Mist by like Stephen King? Think about that, but in a global scale. It was bad. There were things that were like man-eating. There were like humans that were just not human at all, and they were trying to like basically conquer certain sides of the world. And at that night specifically, when that shit happened, no one knew what to fucking do. Fortnite. No, it's not Fortnite, but it kind of has to do a little bit with Fortnite. But when that shit happened, exactly, no one really knew how to fix it until another dimensions version of the SPD ended up fucking combining with the SPD on hand and shut down basically all those portals. Is Dax real in Fortnite? We don't know. We genuinely don't know. But the possibility of it being a reality is pretty big. God damn. I'm sorry for rambling so much, but it's just, this is the only way I can really explain all this shit from like in like basically like stand-ups and shit. Oh god, they fucking give Wendigoon a run for his money. All right, so here it is. This is D001, the one that you're seeing right now. Being drawing Inception. All good. I got that. Explaining it a lore. But yeah, so this Dax is now considered missing. No one really knows where he's at, and even I don't know where he's at. Wendigoon on some insane shit right now. I love it. I love Wendigoon too, but so, you know, That's the original Dex. This is the this is D001, the catalyst, basically. He's a nice boy in person. He is a wholesome boy. I like Wendigoon. I want to meet Wendigoon someday. So, D001, presumed missing. So, after D001 was presumed missing, the one other Dax that was pretty close to him DNA-wise when the SPD basically took control of the whole situation and, Jesus, scared me. When the whole situation happened, a lot of people were like trying to figure out what the fuck is going on and why, where did this Dax go? Because at the time, no one really knew where and how to get around these portals and how to spawn them to work, like without needing the Dax that was in that universe. He went completely missing, gone from the face of the universe and the world, until another portal ended up opening up from that other SPD foundation. Headquarters ended up like getting merged with that other one. The only other Dax that was still alive and willing to cooperate was a Daxine, D002. You know, simple. No, we're gonna duplicate this one, make it easier on myself. Flip horizontally. So, funny thing about most of these Daxes is that you could just do this and just do some like nice little editing. So Daxines have a particular difference about themselves when it comes to personality wise with other Daxes or just things in general. And this is one of the main reasons why we can't really digitize Daxines that much and basically make the avatars, mainly because, you know, well, how do I explain this? So Daxines are strange creatures. They are known to be more mentally unhinged than the average Dax. So when a Daxine spawns in a universe that is without one, they tend to lose their mind a bit. And a little rule of thumb when it comes to Daxines, and I hate that this is a thing that is apparently canon, but it's something that is canon, so don't question it. So, the thing about Daxines is that the bigger their chest size is, the more crazy they are. If a Dax ever fought another Dax, actually there have been multiple records of that happening. So, when a Dax, known as, you know, Daxula or Aladex, like you've seen it before, it was the previous Dax from Halloween. That one basically got into a fight with basically known as the LOZZ failure, or not ZZ, which is LOZ failure. The LOZ failure is a Dax that was a zombie in the sense of a word, but this Dax in particular was, oh, I forgot something really particular about Daxes. They have little antennae. So do Daxines. So cringe Lamau. I don't care, John. I'm trying to explain this fucking lore as best as I can. So this Dax in particular, the one that was basically known as the zombie or the Yellow Z failure, was one of the first recorded instances of a Dax being extremely dangerous to the point that other dimensions had to get involved in trying to stop him. And to this day, we actually know that he has been contained in a different universe and like literally only made just to make him like a prisoner. When that happened, Aladex basically is a combination of Alucard from Hellsing and Dax. It's a weird thing that happens. All Daxes have this weird innate ability to basically combine with different forms of media and fiction. For instance, like Daxes basically have the ability to combine their bodies with a different body. We've seen it happen multiple times in the past. The downside is that basically they are only limited to stay in that body for 100 years until here's where the demon thing comes in. When the Germans basically made a deal with that one Dax, that basically, well, they didn't make a deal with him. The Germans made a deal with a demon to basically tell him, like, hey, we need him to stay this way to basically keep him in line. But the demon basically said, nah, fuck that. I'm going to make a deal with him, particularly to basically tell him, okay, if you ever get into a situation where you have to combine with another body, that soul and that body have to basically either be righteous or completely fucking, like, you know, irredeemable. Except for my characters, because I'm cool and epic. I don't think that's ever going to really happen, so I'll honor your words. So the thing about whenever that happens, the axes are basically used as a form of, how do I say this, judging. When a Dax consumes a body and basically absorbs their DNA with that other body's DNA, they merge into one being, and they have to stay like that for 100 years in order to basically stay, like, determine whether or not they are worthy to go to heaven or hell. And heaven and hell is basically connected through all these universes as one, as two different fucking areas. Depending if that soul survives and they redeem themselves, they get to go to heaven, and if they don't, they go to hell. Simple as that. However, it is easier said than done, because depending on what universe or what happens, the Dax might end up causing them to just fail completely and just go to hell. So there have been instances where certain Daxes have caused a great person to basically do some terrible shit while inhabiting their body, because they both basically share, like, a body. It's two fucking souls connected into one body. There would be points where a Dax could basically just be like, oh, you see that baby stroller right there? Okay. And you see that mom holding her baby, right? Wouldn't it be funny if you basically just, like, grabbed that baby stroller, made her pretend that, like, you know, her baby was in there, but in reality it was just a fuck ton of, like, stupid shit, and just throw it into a goddamn, like, running traffic, like, that kind of shit. Like, that's never really happened, but there has been points where a Dax would basically take over that, like, that body, which the body's basically just a combination of both the person in mind and the Dax. So, you know, redeemable and not redeemable. It just depends on how everything goes. The same thing can happen with Daxines. They can basically merge in with, like, a different body in order to see what happens. That being said, it's half the time they are pretty fucking mentally deranged, so either way they don't end up doing the best choices in life. Now I'm gonna say this right now, a lot of Daxes and a lot of Daxines aren't immortal per se. They can still get heavily damaged, they can still die, but their lifespan has basically been, like, multiplied by 5 times basically. So the thing when it comes to, like, their health or their environment, it also affects them a lot. If their aging process gets, like, stunted, it also affects that. And if not, like I said, there are certain Daxes that end up becoming skeletons. But that's an entirely different thing. So yeah, this is Daxine. The connection is basically she came from that one universe to basically prevent more black holes from coming in. Well, not black holes, more blood moon, like, portals basically from spawning. She's still alive. Still used her once in a while for, like, finding out what the hell this shit was gonna happen. We'll be with friends. Awesome, Fox. So you guys have any more other questions when it comes to, like the other connections, like different Daxes or Daxines? Actually, just to make it easier on myself, I am going to duplicate more of these and use them for more easier sketches when it comes to, actually no, I shouldn't do that. I should actually make the effort of actually making more Daxes. So I'm actually going to be going down the logs and everything that I've made so far. Let me see. There has been records of a Daxine taking control of a tank crew that was also multiple Daxes. That's a anomaly because normally one universe doesn't really have. Oh, hold on. I'm getting a phone call. Give me a minute. Bueno. I've returned. Sorry about that. I had to do a phone call with family. Draw a Dax that is a hospital for old poisoning. No. What's the oldest time period Dax and Daxine has found? Like 1500s. So there has been records of a caveman Dax. Caveman Dax. Ironically, we don't really know how he really looks because this is caveman Dax. So again, we don't really know what happened. There's a lot of anomalies when it came to certain events and time periods. Like some temporal shit happened at one point where a Dax got thrown all the way back in time, and he was basically known as a deity to most people because they couldn't really tell whether or not like he was like real or not. Like people legitimately thought like he was a fucking god because he had a lot of crazy shit from the future, but at the same time he kind of lost his mind due through the temporal rift fucking up his like brain. And so when that happened, yeah, Dax returned to monkey basically. But the issue was that we don't really know whether or not how he really looks. The only real thing that we really have in mind is basically just like one little drawing that basically looks like this, and it is a pretty swanky looking drawing. Sugma, hello Swamp, how are you doing? Hey, having to explain the lore so much. I feel like a nerd every single time I talk about this stuff. Yeah, that's Caveman Dax. I know it sounds so dumb, but yeah. Gotten the name Cave Dax because that's duh. That is basically the idea of what's going on from lore wise. Another thing that's basically a concept in most of these universes. You are a nerd. Well, sorry, I have to explain this fucking lore. Otherwise, like, it's how it goes. Well, yeah, no shit. I am going to go back. I'm gonna eat him. Don't eat. Let's see. You guys have any more questions when it comes to other Daxes? There is the record of another Dax scene. This one's actually one of the more sane ones. This Dax scene was a very tragic thing that had kind of happened to her, to be honest. Her whole existence is kind of a tragedy because apparently she's one of the only Daxines that was actually born and didn't actually die first. The whole idea was that she basically was, are you are you a Neck Orc enjoyer? Yes, I am. Actually, a Dax isn't it? 2077 is the farthest the Daxine was found. Yes, actually. That's one of the universes in where Cyberpunk and Dax actually still issue. No, tried Pilk. I have not tried Pilk. I don't want to try Pilk. That sounds disgusting. This Daxine is known as Dax 1171. I put that on the wrong layer. Real quick. 1171. So from what we've known about this Daxine, it's pretty bad in a way. Big Neck Orc enjoyer. I don't want to drink Pilk. What the fuck is wrong with you? Daxine is kind of a little bit of a tragic story. As far as you guys know, most Daxes have been recorded to be in part of a program to basically make super soldiers and like just terrible shit from war. This Lovely Daxine is one of the least insane ones because she really isn't that insane. This one basically always really wanted to have a family, mainly because most of her family that she ended up getting either died or they just never really seemed to care that much about her. This one originated in France, was born in France, but was known as basically a really strange girl because she grew up and without the knowledge of knowing that this Daxine actually had a ability to basically make her imaginary friends come to life. When this happened, she basically got ostracized and called like the witch girl and like just little hexen. It was pretty bad childhood for her. Again, it was during the time whenever the war was happening again. Her family was never found. She basically got orphaned and got taken to the bunker. But before anything really happened, what would I have to do to have you try Pilk? I mean, I do have a Pepsi. It's like in the garage, and I do have milk. All right, smart guy. Donate me a fucking $100, and I'll drink Pilk right here and now. I need that money, bro. I need that cash. I need that money. $100 and I'll fucking drink Pilk. So also this is like one of the few recordings of which we had a Daxine actually be like younger. Like she's actually known to be around like the ages of like the record here. Wow, yeah, young, around like 8 apparently. And yeah, no, that means like straight up just 8 years of age. Not really known that much about her other than the fact that basically got orphaned, got thrown to the Holentor bunker. Before anything really serious happened, the Soviets ended up finding out where that she was still alive, and a Russian doctor ended up taking her in to take care of her and basically become like a adopted father to her. Unfortunately, he ended up dying due to the fact that that universe is Stalin basically, and not even gonna bother saying, oh, hello. Yeah, no, this Dax scene is more of a tragic tale than any. I don't know. It was recorded that basically her adoptive father died due to the Soviets needing to basically make him an example for a lot of different shit that went down. Stalin even made the orders to basically kill him in that universe, and it turns out on the night of October 14th in 1952, due to keeping vaccines a secret from the USSR, or well, not vaccines, Daxine keeping her a secret due to our Academy of Science, when Daxine found the body of the doctor in a shallow grave behind his house after escaping from the KGB agents sent to retrieve her. And whatever knowledge the doctor had on her, and she became furious. Our reports have indicated that Daxine 1171 was actually responsible for the death of Joseph Stalin via suffocation. Well, 8 to 4 is being my ass. Oof. I don't even know what this lore is, but I love lore. So this is the whole lore about all the fucking Daxes I've made. I sound like a fucking madman every single time I talk about this shit. So I am going to read the report of her, like real time, one that we had. Daxine 1171 is a very unique variant of 002, which is originally this one. This is like 20-year-old Daxine, and this is her, well, basically, if she was. Is the only Daxine is the only one out of the many in the wormholes to the child. No more than 8 years of age, it seems, but oddly intelligent and kind to those that interact with. Her origins are from France before the war, seeming to be orphaned through the onslaught brought from the German army. She was taken to her universe's version of the Hollentor bunker. After the bunker was taken over by the Red Army, she was taken to under the care of Dr. Maxim Stalinov. Dr. Stalinov found out her abilities seemed to be beyond incredible, high intelligence, far surpassing that and tenfold. And again, it's like her intelligence basically like she knows what quantum physics are. All this power stems from the small teddy bear that she holds at all times, that she named Theo, seeming to be the last thing from her original family, and apparently can see strange creatures such as fairies and imaginary friends from other children. But sadly, tragedy struck at the door of 1171. Dr. Stalinov was taken away in October 14th, 1952, due to keeping Daxine a secret from the USSR Academy of Science. When Daxine found the body of the doctor in a shallow grave behind his house after escaping from the KGB agents that went to go and retrieve her, or whatever knowledge they had from the doctor, she became furious. And our reports have indicated that Daxine 1171 was actually responsible for the death of Joseph Stalin via suffocation. We at the SPD have no clue how she managed to do this all by herself. The only thing that she told us when we interviewed her was, "I was alone. Theo took care of the mean man." So we have the record in hand, and it just turns out that it wasn't really her that killed Joseph Stalin. It was her teddy bear. So again, we don't really know that much about this Daxine in hand because, again, child. All Daxes and Daxines are basically all hanging out like on one small tiny facility in the original universe of 001. This one is definitely going to be in there. She's still learning a lot. Last time we really checked her age, she was still around the ages of 16 from what I recall. I'm guessing I need a 10,000 IQ to understand what I'm hearing. Lore of my characters. Trust me, this shit goes deep. So, is there further lore on Vietnam War Dax? So, him particularly, I actually really need to talk about him because I actually updated some record files about him. Let's see. So, the thing that happened with Vietnam War Dax, we don't really have an exact number of him yet because we have way too many fucking records to keep. The thing that happened with him, he hasn't gone completely off the rails, but he was known to be extremely problematic when it came to combat situations, due to the fact that he was used during the Vietnam War by both the United States and the Soviet Union. So let me explain. When the Vietnam War started in his universe, tensions between both the both big powers of the entire like situation was basically the USSR and the United States. What happened was that Dax in particular was found, like this vaccine basically. He was found and basically taken under the custody of the Soviet Union, except in this world, they trained him to basically fight against capitalism and kind of hated the fucking Soviets still. Because there's like an intense urge of, I hate war. The whole point of all these Daxes is that they all suffer from some form of shit happening to the war. I just walked into God, there's a lot of people joining into me talking about my character's lore. God damn it. I feel like I'm fucking rambling like a madman. Welcome guys, welcome to the stream. I promise, normally most of my streams aren't like this where I just talk about random bullshit, but I guess I kind of have to make some explanation. Okay, stat notes. This guy right here, D001, the original Dax, which is the one that you're talking to right now, which not really, because the D000, the original Dax, is the one talking through him, which is me. Okay, this guy starts wormholes. Wormholes start causing a lot of other universes to shift in and out of his universe. Bendax now. Oh, wait. Oh, god damn it. Did you fucking redeem? Oh no, you redeem points. Fuck. I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm explaining this shit. I don't think I have time to fucking switch in and out of models. Alright, hold on. Give me a minute. Oh, I guess not. You know what? No, I'm gonna turn off the switching off to the fucking PNG model because I'm already explaining a lot and I'm going to fucking turn that shit off before I get anyone any fucking funny ideas. Fucking hell. Alright, give me a minute. Give me a minute. Please don't actually redeem that. If you do redeem it, I'm just gonna fucking throw shit at my face automatically. That way it could actually be redeemed for that instead. God damn it, where did I put it? Where did I put it? Where did I put it? Fuck, I'm being stupid. Oh, there it is. Yeah, I turned it off. I don't want you guys to fucking redeem that shit. Then don't do it. Okay. Oh. Welcome to the club, newbies. And now for the lore, Echo Reaver. You kind of are, but it's funny. Again, okay. So, this Dax, all Daxes are connected through one thing and one thing only. They all fucking hate war. As far as we know. All of these Daxes there are, I get stuck with you, JK. So this one right here, D001, Catalyst, basically starts everything from every other universe. His existence basically brings in a bunch of things called Blood Moon Portals. Blood Moon Portals are also known as Wormhole Portals. The Wormhole Portals, fuck, I can't explain it. But those portals basically cause a different dimension to basically spawn into here, there, and everywhere. He goes missing around the night of around October 1998, and no one really knows where he's at. This is just a digital body. We don't really know exactly where. But the way that universe was saved was basically from this Daxine, one of the few sane Daxines that actually exist out of the wormholes that came in, and she basically prevented all that shit from going down, and her basically like saving that universe and basically establishing a headquarters to basically control every single Dax from basically destroying the entire fucking galaxies or universes or multiverses or whatever fuck they're at. So yeah, I respect every Dax here. Thank you. So we get multiple different versions of Daxes. Does that include me? Yes. No, no, I'm not making that joke. Sorry. So every Dax has one, like a few things in common. They all have the same DNA. They all have the ability to absorb different characters of fiction or non-fiction, causing a lot of crazy shit to happen. Jesus Christ, there's so much fucking things I have to explain. So we go back to deck scene 1171, basically known as the young one. Again, one of the few other deck scenes that is not really fucking crazy, but the one thing that really people don't understand about her is the fact that she can basically command what is equivalent of a teleporting demon bear. We don't talk about that one. Which one? God damn it. Oh my god. By the way, I forgot to mention, you guys actually have the ability to ask for any other thing. How are these vaccines slash Daxes categorized? Is it year and number? Okay, so it is basically strange. So there are small hints here and there of how they're categorized, but it's either a year or a specific number that basically has reference to what they are in particular. So Alucard Dax combination, that is basically the number that he has is basically just Alucard's name, but in number form. How do I say this? The LOZ failure Dax, the zombie one, is very strange because that's one of the only few Daxes that actually has a how do I say this? Has a letter inside of his name, which means that it is more of a risk to the fundamentals of the entire like universe, which his whole existence really shouldn't like happen at all. God, man, I sound fucking crazy when I talk about my lore. God damn it. Is it starting to sound like a bad comic book plot? It kind of is, but at the same time, I'm having fun with it. Sorry, I didn't get to get that. Could you repeat that? So, all Daxes basically have the innate ability to basically control like their outcome based on like how they're identified as. So there are hints here and there of how their names should function. For instance, this Dax scene 1171, it's AADA. I don't really know exactly what that would be if it was number categorized. However, the reason why she's categorized that way is mainly because of that is amount of steps she took in order to escape the fucking Hollantor bunker, which is very interesting. This Alex Jones stream is like, God, this is like one of the times I read the Bible, but this time it makes sense. I'm sorry, like I'm trying to make this lore like. This is why I wanted to like do like Wendigoon style shit, but at the same time, it's like it's harder to explain this if I did like a video like that, because that would require people to actually know what I'm talking about. Which, yeah, you know, I wasn't here while I'd been working. Oof. Like I was saying, every Dax has the ability to basically absorb dead bodies from their existing universes, and there are universes in which Dax exists as somewhat like a weird ass parasite, where he can take over the dead body of a character. For instance, there could be an Isaac Clarke version of Dax. There could be, oh my god, yeah, no, there was an Isaac Clarke version of Dax. There could be one that is a Dax from a Far Cry. Like, think of any form of like media without having to fuck up like, you know, copyright or anything like that. Well, technically speaking, it's an infinite amount of like possibilities. There can be a Dax that's taken, how do I say this? Like there could be a Dax that's basically a, how do I say this? A fucking whatever, an inkling from fucking Splatoon. Their possibilities are, god damn it. There's the Anthrax. He's on hold for right now. Okay, without having to explain much, you know, because I made a fucking massive thing about this on my server and anything, but yes, god damn it, I'm gonna have to explain that. So, God, my god, I'm gonna have to explain that Dax now. So, like I said before, Daxes can absorb dead bodies and basically become one with a different version of themselves. Basically, I'm gonna need that Octoling, like, That is actually a thing that exists. An Octoling Dax. So how am I gonna explain this? Has there been a Dax or Daxine found on Earth? Oh yeah, no, multiple times. All Daxes and Daxines have been found in different versions of Earth. Otherwise, they really wouldn't really exist. There is a Homelander Daxine too, by the way. Let me see if I even have the image of Homelander Daxine here. It might be under random drawings. Oh yeah, there's this Dax. We don't know who he is. Exists. I don't know what he is either, so that's something. So we have her. This is what happened when not on her. There is canonically a Dax that is combined with Omni-Man. But no, there is a Dax that was actually recorded to be basically found in a weird teleported version of the Hollantor bunker in Mars. We don't really know much about that one either, but from what we have records of, that one particularly has adapted to the surface of Mars and the coldness of it. Or maybe a Dax was a spider. There is a Dax who was a Spider-Man, which also fucks with a lot of other things. So let me guess, there's a Dax who's the Dragon of Dojima. No, but there is a Yakuza Dax, which is a tiny little cat. It's a tiny cat. There's a not that one, not the previous one. No, there was an actual Dax that is a old tiny fucking. It's an old tiny cat that can basically hold a fucking samurai sword. So this Dax scene in particular, in her universe, the boys basically exist. Like all the heroes from the boys exist. I just had the thought of a Doom Guy Dax, and now I'm terrified. So again, the possibilities are endless when it comes to shit. That's why I like fan art, and that's why I like people making their own versions of my character, because it's funny and I like that kind of shit. It makes my tits of brain explode. But this Daxine in particular is fucking dangerous because, like, remember what I said? When a Daxine has big bazonkas, that means that she's fucking insane. So the bigger the bazonkas, the more crazy she is. This one is fucking insane. You think fucking Homelander was manic and fucking crazy? That when she absorbed his dead body, this universe had to be quarantined. This means that Daxophone yes. It was started by Dax himself. The Dax hated demons, even if there was more demonic magic. Gonna make it a Astolfo Dax. That is a thing that exists. That, god damn it, I'm gonna go fucking insane by explaining my lore. Okay, so how am I gonna tune to see large moinkers? Truly spectacular. Thank you. Yeah, like I said. Yeah, that's the thing that happened. The most cursed ship ever. Dax with the Necroarch. I'm going to try to scroll slowly because I don't want to accidentally show shit that will get me banned. Oh yeah, maid outfit Dax. We'll talk about this one. Wood. Amazing. Let's see. I genuinely do not want to get in trouble if I keep scrolling down too much. Ooh, shit. Here it is. Okay, so this is basically the Blood Moon. This is what started fucking everything. In the beginning, Dax created the Daxes and the Daxines, and he saw that it was good. Yep. That one goes hard. So the Blood Moon event. The Blood Moon event is a catalyst to every single thing that has happened and will happen to fucking Daxes. Oh god. So yo, sick ass art. Yeah, no. So didn't you guys use a railgun on Homelander Dax? Like I said, that universe had to be quarantined. We don't know what happened. Wonder if the Yakuza Dax spent 10 years in something. He then turned him into a pussy because he was already a pussy. And I'm not joking, he was literally a fucking cat. So this is the Blood Moon event. This is what kickstarted everything. I like the Blood Moon event rendition in this file slash fucking drawing, because you can see everything. You can see the fucking man shark. I see weapon. Give me the weapon. No, my weapon. This is the experimentation of the fucking like craziest idea of it. It was a Panzerman. Panzermen were basically known as like armored beasts. Like these guys were grafted with fucking plates of like junk that the fucking Germans found from like broken tanks and just Frankenstein into a different dude. What did Yakuza Dax do in 1939? Oh, no. He survived. He survived because he ended up sleeping inside of a fucking tank. This thing was a fucking demon that they ended up finding in the bunker. Particularly this fucking scythe that they have. This is the original scythe from D001. This thing was made by parts from broken airplanes and one particular thing that no one really knows about, which is a demon soul. The demon soul is basically used to like graft all this shit together and give this Dax the ability to do the crazy shit he can do. And of course, the commander, not the tank commander. No, this is the SS officer that's well, no, he's not a commander. He was an SS officer that basically took control of the whole operation and fucked up everything in that bunker. So yeah, this is the thing that happened. This is what caused it all. I wanted. No, you will not. You will not get this weapon. Let me see if I can find more Daxes. Oh, ooh. Ignore that. So I have to go. Talk to you later, Dax. Oh, take care, man. I'm gonna keep explaining this shit. So, and I love going back in my old fucking drawings too, because I've been planning this shit out for a long time. This Dax scene, you know, it's kind of crazy, but not really. This Dax scene is stuck in a computer for basically eternity in her universe. She's basically a very friendly like virus for like her computer. However, what did I walk into? So this has a lot of explaining to do. This Dax scene is Dax scene 2000. Dax scene 2000 is basically imagine like a early 2000s emo girl's drawing, but actually alive. On the second day, Dax said, "Let the chat rise from the internet and let the chat be called crows and the internet be called hell, and it would be an evening in the morning in the second day." Are you making the Bible version of this shit? We don't talk about those bottom drawings. Those are some cursed shit. But yeah. Oh yeah, there's Mafia Dax. I don't really know that much about this one, but that's Mafia Dax. He's cool. Oh shit! Completely forgot about her. So she definitely listens to Weezer. It was early 2000s vaccine, so it kind of makes sense. This is the Red Lady or the Red Dame. So her lore is said right here. D098 and her fellow Daxes in their universe were the only Daxes that were made as a group. Daxine 098 was raised by the tank commander in the bunker. She she was his own daughter, basically. Like, they're not really right. This unknown commander, like the other universe's commanders, was against the war due to his son's death in the Eastern Front. Daxine has informed the SPD that the commander went missing. Again, it's a thing that keeps happening for some reason. And went missing a universe's Blood Moon Night event, leaving his tank under her control. One of the Daxes had the idea of jerry-rigging an experimental Tesla machine to the back of the tank in order to do unbelievable feats of speed and time travel. So these are the only like recordings of a Daxine actually being able to take an entire group of bodies and a fucking tank through fucking time and space. The Red Lady was born, and so the flying tank was used for the fight in numbers of secret battles in the Second World War, helping the Allies in future secret operations with the SPD and the CIA. So, yeah. So this is a recorded event of a Daxine taking control, and this is a really important note about this Daxine. Her features are, she basically fought in a lot of like tank commanding feats. Took fucking uniform of the commander whenever he left it behind there and basically made it her own thing. And since they were really focused in like a lot of desert operations, they kind of got like a bit of like a tanning situation going on, even to the point that their hair color changed to that is a purple instead of a more lavenderish color. So that's why her hair is like that. And again, these Daxes have that shit. It's no. But yeah, and the Red Lady is a very interesting tank because, like we said before, there's like a few other Daxes left in this tank's crew. By the way, like they are inside of that tank, you just don't really see them. Let me go back in here and keep explaining more lore about Daxes if I still have any Daxes to show off. Sumo Dax. That's it. That's Sumo Dax. Marketable plushie Dax that I have planned. No particular universe really. This one just goes around universes. Just spawns randomly and we don't really know where the fuck it goes. Like he could literally spawn anywhere. On fourth Dax said, let there be art of the earth in the multiverse and let these arts spread through the chat. And it was so. There was that morning and evening and a fourth day. I'm not a god. I'm just a record keeper. That's it. So, ooh, shit. What? My god. I keep. Okay, so this Daxine. Interesting story. Originally sticker, but it was based off a Daxine that we actually got an idea from. She is a zombie survivalist, basically. Your drawings are crazy. Drawing those girls like they are anime characters. I mean, I kind of had to do. That's equals Moses. God. So her universe basically got infected with the LOZ virus that one Dax caused, and he left that fucking universe and kind of left her behind with a bunch of shit and a bunch of like weird shit. That's why she has a weird looking bar. Bro, the Bible goes hard though. That's true. Bible does go hard sometimes. Ooh, you guys asked about a Spider-Man Dax? Well, here he is. Spider Dax. Very interesting fact about him. He can regenerate blood. That's why his veins are all fucked up and shit. Daxicurse Hercules. There's a lot of Daxes that could be a possibility. So this one, very interesting story. Again, everything originates in the bunker. This Dax found in the bunker got transported instead of going to, you know, the SPD. They were taken to the fucking CIA, and the way it's going to the CIA, he was still being grown as a baby, mixed in with spider DNA. And so they accidentally sort of dropped that baby in the middle of the Bronx, and a single mother of two kids and a dog ended up finding him and taking care of him inside of his tiny little fucking, like, it's a weird thing. Like, he was still in the fucking test tube, but over the night she accidentally activated something and he grew up to be a teenager overnight, and she basically took care of him until he became Spider-Dax. Emissary of Hell Dax. Yeah, gotta drop the Modax. Oh, Modog Dax. No. This is the only real connection that we have with like Marvel. As far as we know, Spider-Dax, his own different universe of Spider-Man. This one, he still has that compass thing where it's like, oh, yeah, no, we can't kill someone, but we can seriously hurt them. So that's a thing that happened. Crazy. Moses Dax. I'm not drawing Moses Dax. Let me see. Oh god, I gotta explain Fanboy Dax too. So, Fanboy Dax. Simple. Dax that got thrown into a wormhole portal thing and caused him to be a cowboy. Interesting. Oh god. Okay, no, I'm not making Jesus Dax. So, this one has some exclamation to do. By the way, thank you, Mari, for the art. This is some great art. Subscribe to my friends Mari, Calamari on Twitter. Good, she knows how to draw shit. So this Dax in particular is the same as, how do I call it? This Dax is the same as every other normal Dax. However, He was specifically made to be in a smaller frame in order to do more sneaking operations. The irony is, he is terrible at it. This Dax in particular can't do fucking stealth for shit. He sucks. He's not good at it. He sucks. And I say he. Yes. That's a femboy. Femboy Dax is specifically made for one thing and one thing only, and it was to basically be, so you're saying short stacks. This one in particular was made just for fucking stealth, and it was never possible. There have been multiple events in which he really couldn't do that. He's doing his best, and Dex is real. To be fair, who is good at no one is. If you say that you're good at stealth, you're not. There is a tactical outfit that he has been used in the past as well. It very simple. Very simple tactical outfit that this Dax had as well. Every Dax also has an insignia for Task Force 201. Tactical Femboy, yeah. I am planning on actually releasing some good tactical like patches for like the SPD. If you guys are interested in doing that in the future. But yeah, no, that this is a very interesting version of Femboy Dax. Though it's like some borderline crazy shit. Boss, I can't sneak around the guards. Like the clapping of my ass cheeks keeps alerting the guards. So again, more lore shit. Like I said before, that was the original Iron Cross that the commander gave Dax, or for him to remember by. And this is actually the dog tags that the SPD gave to that one Dax. It's the only records I really have of like what is left over for that, other than my actual like tags on me at the moment, but that's about it. The SPD XC Force, which Dax is tiny. Do not return remains. The only reason why they put that there is because, well, if certain remains are returned to the SPD, there could be some bad consequences. Hello, Inako, how are you doing? This was actually made in favor for the German government when they found out about the Holland-Tor bunker after the war, and they gave Dax this patch in order to, you know, keep him more in the European side of like the world, in order for like to, just in case anything happens. And yeah, specifically paranormal. I can't really read. Draw that scored. No, just fat Dax. That's at that point. All right. Ignore the Eldritch Abomination, Peter Griffin. Oh shit! Again, thank you to Mari for this lovely piece of art. This is the Crimson Fucker Dax. This motherfucker is great. So remember what I said when two Daxes combine. Well, not two Daxes. When a Dax combines with another fictional character or like anything like that, this is what basically could happen. This, in this universe, Schwardinger, instead of dying and basically killing Alucard, that universe Millennium kind of found where Dax's body was, and instead of using Schwardinger, they used him and caused this to happen instead. That was a 70-inch plasma screen TV. So, how can I help you? Bro, how do I send you a drawing? Can I? I'm always open on Discord, so if you want to send me any drawings, just friend me on Discord. Rose the Dax. It's all the same shit. One word, no lowercase. Oh yeah. So, this needs some explanation. Remember when I said Dax scenes are extremely unstable and fucking insane? This is known as the Analog Queen. The Analog Queen is a Dax scene that can basically brainwash nearly anyone with her looks, charms, and through the power of fucking television. She has the ability to basically shift her body around and become a monstrous creature and haunt you down till the end of time. One of the most dangerous Dax scenes that people have found, because she is extremely unstable and will eat your fucking soul. I'm not joking. It sounds edgy as shit, but trust me. She is something that you never want to fucking interact with. I know the titty looks attractive, but trust me when I say this, she is not a good date. You don't want to date this thing. The reason how she exists is basically the Germans kind of fucked up with doing that deal with the demon, and the demon ended up joining inside of Daxine's body, causing a time rift way too early, and she ended up teleporting into the future of the 1980s. And in her universe, she basically ended up becoming a Eldritch Queen. I eat what I don't have. Well, I was just mostly referring to the soul part as that. Okay, the rest is just like other junk. And just this is a funny thing. This was the original idea for like the digital model. We kind of needed to draw this in order to transfer the digital model over here. Slash Discord. No. I don't have a command, unfortunately. But again, you can just always just rose the Dax. It's the same thing. ROSEDE Dax, all lowercase, all one word. Mariachi Dax. It's just so simple, really. All right. But yeah. I can't really go into the NSW ones because there is one in there, but if I did, I will get in trouble too. Let's see if I missed any. Ooh, actually, this is not a Dax, but this is actually a mercenary from the SPD. These mercs are actually one of the more well-trained mercs, because they have more combat experience when it comes to knowing where Daxes are and how to deal with ones that are extremely dangerous. There are certain points in where timelines can fuck up everything and just collapse everything in between. Here's another one of the mercenaries. Same thing. This was during the event of a LOZ failure virus, like spreading into that one universe and causing zombies to appear and, you know, bad shit happening. The SPD is actually really well maintained when it comes to their equipment, because they basically have the ability to shift in and out of different like universes through Daxine's creation of like the black hole, the Blood Moon portal. This is the Analog Queen again, but this is like another like sketching of her. Again, remember what I said with like massive booba and shit. More bigger they are, the more insane they are. Oh. That's actually funny. This was a commission, budget Merkelol. They kind of had to deal with it, but remember, these guys are good. They have dealt with a lot of different shit. Fun fact, remember when I said that certain the site that the D001 has was specifically made of engine parts and like different like plane parts? This is its original form. Whenever he basically can transfer like a lot of like shit like demon energy into that fucking scythe, it basically causes that scythe to turn back to like the way it was. And yeah, D00Z. This is a very different version of Dax. We're chilled out, really. I like him. Let's see what catches your guys' eye. Ignore all the booba, because there's a fuck ton of booba. And a lot of butt too. Oh, that's a lot of ass. That's a lot. That's a little bit more NSW, but I don't want to share that. Ooh, another Daxine. I keep finding more of these in here. AOC, I have planned due to being a superhuman of sort, but you can't be brainwashed. Sounds interesting. So this is the Daxine that actually got combined with a Taukaka, one of the like cat girls from BlazBlue, and very interesting because this one is mostly stuck in like a weird time rift that basically causes her to just be stuck in here for God knows how long, but she's basically stuck in there for, well, for a long time, but she's mostly known as a more neutral kind of creature. That's a fun fact. Here's her mask. All right, let's go back. Again, ignore all the titty and booba and shit. Like, it is close to NSW shit, but it isn't. There's Fox. Right? Talk about that, Fox. At some point, I'm gonna have to explain that. But yeah, that is basically some of the design slash things that have happened with most of the Daxes that we have on record. So, you guys have any other questions for like Daxus in mind that you guys want to know about? Feel free to ask. God damn it, Fox just fucking messaged me the word pilk. Let's see. You started explaining Anthrax. What happened? Is Graves part of the SPD universe, or is that another thing? So there is canonically an instance in which Dax has been in Call of Duty. Ooh, shit. No, there has been instances in which Dax has been in part of the Call of Duty universe. I might have to scroll into the games here. Well, not games. The random drawings. I'm not sure if I still have that drawing or not. There has been an instance. Hold on. I might have to go into. Hope it's on the NSW folder, because I will be certainly fucking unhappy if I fucking just put it in there. All right. No. I can't show that one. That is a Dax scene, but that is exposed booba. Wow, that's I have a lot more NSW stuff than I thought I did. That's more Dax scene, but I can't show that one because that one will get me in a lot of trouble. I'm gonna have to scroll down. Oh wow, it is all the way down there. Okay, so I'm gonna move this one all the way over here. Ow, my head. Ow, my head again. So there. Flips. I don't like talking about my kids' grades. I keep forgetting I made that into a fucking joke. All right. So this Dax scene, like I said, there has been interactions before with like Call of Duty and stuff like that, but this Dax scene in particular was a really strange offshoot of the. Oh, I know. Hold on. I'm just explaining. This Dax scene is a very strange offshoot of the LOZ virus, because instead of the LOZ, it was used 115 instead. The LOZ virus is basically something that basically was in part with the demon to bring Daxes back to life, basically just resurrection completely. However, in this fucking different turn of events, instead of hauling to her bunker, they found Daxine's bones and resurrected her inside of Doris. And this is where we get a super zombie that is a, well, controlled German soldier Daxine. But not really controlled. She's more like a, how do I say this? She's got still cognitive function and she can actually control the other zombies. But she's not as intelligent as the LOZ failure Dax. So that's one of the Dax scenes that we have. We don't really know exactly the number of that one. So, yeah. Next. Okay, dude, I don't want to explain that one, but I kind of have to now. Okay, so, fuck it. Since someone kept asking me for it, let's see if I can find him. Because at some point I am going to have to explain that Dax. Alright, give me a minute. It's because I think I left him in the NSW folder and I don't want to accidentally show Booba and other undesirable things on YouTube and Twitch, otherwise I'll get banned. Nope, okay, yeah, no, I'm going to have to explain... I'm going to have to explain that Dax. Okay, I might as well just move him into the safer work one. Oh shit, actually no, damn, I am gonna have to explain him. Okay, oh god damn it. Okay, so this requires some explanation. So every Dax has the ability to absorb dead bodies. That is a thing. Every Dax basically knows that they can do this. However, there is only one known in recorded time in which he didn't really know that he could actually absorb dead bodies. This is Private Detective Dax. The reason why he was a private detective was because of a certain event happening during its universes, or his universe, had a experience in which a local factory kind of fucked up and put parasites inside of a fucking water supply. I believe I'm gonna explain this. This water supply is basically something that caused a massive fucking thing to happen in that universe, and he had to go and do some research on a specific apartment building. Apartment building had a lot of issues. And in this apartment building, there were 2 people in there. And had 2 people enough to that OC has mentioned is a detective too. Weird coincidence. Huh, interesting. Well, this version of Dax, most Daxes don't really like doing detective kind of work, but this one was oddly strange because he's more, how do I say? He was more focused in being a detective because he didn't really know of his supernatural abilities other than his fucking cat ears. And even then, he had the ability to basically hide them before with just some weird, like, shifting. So the basically people thought, like, oh, he had just weird hair or some shit. Which is really stupid. But yeah, this is an image before the events that we're gonna concur. So this Dax goes, your drawing is so cool. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. So this Dax never really knew that he had the special abilities to basically merge into a dead body. This is one of the recorded things that happened in the SPD agents in the 20th and 21st universe. In this universe specifically, in D001, this universe, that's where most of the agents are at. In this universe, the SPD is kind of not existing, but they are. They're keeping tabs on this Dax in particular, and he doesn't really know that they are keeping tabs on him. He's more of like they're using him in order for a way to like identify what's going on in that universe, because there's a lot of supernatural shit going on there, and they kind of figured like, oh shit, there's a Dax there. So same origin, grew up in a bunker, but this time his this time he was actually like sent into like an orphanage, never really knew where the fuck he came from. Moved to the United States at some point because around like the 1990s, he kind of realized that, why the fuck am I not growing old? Like I'm basically just like nearing my fucking 40s at this point. What the fuck? But he still has like the fucking looks of a 20-year-old. Demonic activities, one might say. No, literally, that's one of the main reasons why he ended up going to become a detective, was because there was a lot of demonic activities in that general area. So one lovely morning, Dax ended up just going on top of that exact apartment that he was investigating, and drinking a coffee. He was just like saying there, like just thinking, where the fuck am I doing here? This is fucking pointless. I have never seen anything to do with like demons or anything like that. There's just some weird ass fucking music and like just stupid shit. The people who are inside are not even letting me inside at all. This is stupid. And he drops his coffee. The coffee cup ended up landing on someone's head. That person fucking fell to their death and cracked his fucking spine. He's dead. And so Dax sees a shit and he's like, oh fuck, what the hell did I do? I killed that man. I'm going to go and try seeing if I can go help him out. Rushing downstairs, all through way down there through a lot of shit, and he checks on the dead body. God damn it, I can't believe I had to fucking explain this. It's fucking cringe, but fuck it, I guess. Like I said, everything is fucking canon at this point in a way. Well, not everything, but there are some things that are just canon, not canon, but kind of had to make this canon. So, goes checking the dead body. He pokes the face of the dead person, and then something terrible happens. So when Daxes combine into a new form, or like whenever they combine with the body, their index finger bit specifically has to touch like an appendage that is mostly affected. And when that happened, thank you for subscribing, Michael. God damn it, I hate that people are subbing to my fucking crazy ass ranting. This is the event that happened in which the previous Daxes that you have seen came from. The digitized body of this Dax. This was the event that caused that Dax to exist. He never knew he had the ability to fucking combine to a dead body, and this is what happened. Keep in mind, this Dax had the unfortunate circumstance to combine with fucking Andrew Graves. I sound like a fucking madman when I'm talking about this. And I do. So, this shit happens. Dax is freaking the fuck out and saying, oh god, what the fuck is going on? Why can I see his memories and everything that's happening? Oh fuck. And he's basically combined in there for like an entire night. The metamorphosis basically takes an entire night, and yeah, that's what happened. Can we talk about the mail decks? What mail? Oh yeah, I've been trying to talk about the mail. Greatest crossover in history. That's insane, man. Dang, dude gets real sussy. I've been dying to talk about the mail. Can we please talk about the mail? So, oh god, this stream hasn't going on. All right, so I'm probably gonna end the stream soon. I was planning on drawing a lot more, but I guess not. I would probably finish this at some point just to identify like how fucking crazy it is. But for now, just a little heads up. No more Coffin of Andy and Lele like content for a while because I do like people have been doxing people for like just making simple like fan creations and shit. So I don't want to get in trouble with that. And plus, it's getting a little old. But that being said, beside the point, this is the event that basically caused this universe's Dax to lose his fucking mind. And now we have this motherfucker. You've seen him before. He's been here before. You've seen him happen before. Yesterday, fucking cosplayed as basically him and Andrew. People are doing fatherless activities, basically. Yeah, so it's taking over your head, man. Yeah, but you know, whatever. I'm kind of taking a break from all of it. But yeah, understandable, funny OC backstory anyhow. It's, again, I made it a canon thing that they basically combine into dead bodies and shit, so I kind of had to make the explanation there, so whatever. This is where we get this guy. This is Dax E. 2 X's, 1 Y, whatever, I don't know. He's unfortunate. He's one of the most unfortunate motherfuckers, because, the entire event of that night caused 3 things to happen. 3 different timelines. One is basically he goes back to the SPD and says, holy shit, what the fuck just happened? I need help. I need to get this shit fixed. And so that happens, leaving behind the fucking sister, whatever. Okay, and god damn it, I can't believe. Second one is he goes back and continues the game as per usual in the fucking timeline and everything, blah, 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 blah. And then the third timeline, he accidentally kills the sister and causes, the idol of your, ah, god, kills the sister, brings her back with the fire fox demon, and then we get the basic fucking rundown of the worst version of that game. Anyways, yeah, that explains that Dax. So yeah, Dax lore. Unlike the normal Andrew, this one will actually choke with it. Yeah, he probably would. Like, well, no, probably would. No, he would. The only reason why that Ashley was brought back is because the fucking side, the brain side of that Dax that is Andrew basically begged with him to fucking bring her back. So yeah, that's what happened. So yeah, without having to explain more of that shit, that's what happened with that Dax. Now I'm taking a break from that fucking game and drinking water, that is. So yeah, you guys have any more questions? He caused this fox way. Fuck you. So yeah, that's what happened. That's that is how Dax lore somewhat explained. I still have more Daxes to come. There's a lot of Daxes I kind of lost track of, to be honest, because there's a lot of material out there, man. Like, there's a Dax that's a fucking like werewolf. There's one that's a fucking like, oh fuck, I need to explain that one. Hold on, let me see if I even have him still. This one's actually a really interesting one if I can find him. Let me see. I'm gonna turn that off. Doesn't matter if the game is on a hold. You are still very much married to Fox. That version of the Dax is. This one isn't. All right. Let me see if I can find this one. This is a very particular thing. I came in late anyways. Gonna rewatch the stream sometimes in a few weeks. Oh, I appreciate it, bro. I like that. Thank you. I don't really know why people like rewatching my stuff, but I appreciate it. It was a Dax, a very particular Dax I really like talking about. This one is random drawing. There was a Dax that was very particularly interesting for me to find out about. If I can scroll down and See if I can find the original file here. I'm still covering it up because there's obviously NSW stuff I have saved up in the camera roll, so I can upload it onto my Twitter and stuff for people to look at. Blah blah blah. You know, basic NSW shit. I just don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. This Dax is interesting because this is one of the fewer Dax that isn't a Dax scene that is extremely evil. This Dax in particular has been known to be only identified as the Happy Camper. This evil motherfucker. Holy shit. He loves no. All right, well, I guess I can't find the exact image, but I'll try making a good rendition of how he exactly looks. So this guy is known as the Happy Camper. I have an actual recording here, and honestly, I'm actually going to just read what his file says here. So again, there's a lot of events that happened in 1998 that ended up affecting other Daxes in other universes. So here we go. All right. During the events of 1998, in the kids block of WEU's broadcast was interrupted by the entity known as Dax. Find that is redacted, also known as the Happy Camper. The Happy Camper himself took the identity of an animated cartoon character. The records show that at least 8 children in the local town of Grassroots, the state, unfortunately, broadcasting WEU's kids block has seen this hijacking. At one point, the Happy Camper stopped his educational activities and spoke softly to the screen. As he kept talking, the recording showed him becoming a second entity that caused the tape to corrupt, stopping in this frame. The 8 children all gathered to the woods Grassroots to an old abandoned well. All 8 children vanished, but each house of the children from their sorry, I can't read this shit. All 8 children that vanished from but each house children came from ended up getting this exact frame. The child, the back of the entity still out there. The most insane lore stream, most sane lore stream ever. Again, if you guys want me to fucking explain more of this shit, it is fucking crazy. I hope to see a Dax or a Daxian that is found in the 2014 and a livable planet outside of the solar system, and he has been there since the Space Wars during the Cold War. And that actually sounds like a really interesting idea. Station that starts with the W and east of the Mississippi. Station that starts with the K are west. You're a smart man. So this Dax, known as the Happy Camper, has no physical body that we know of whatsoever. And the crazy part is, whenever they found out about those 8 missing children, that they didn't really found any like remains or anything. It was just crazy shit that happened there. Best guess is probably like, as fucked up as it sounds, those kids, they're definitely gone. We don't know where they went. Their souls probably are gone too. Like I said, a lot of events happened in 1998 where a lot of portals ended up hitting different universes, and in this universe specifically, it's 3357. So, supposed to be Dax and Goons. All right, fine, I'll look at it. I'll have to draw the Happy Camp. Repent. Oh, that's crazy. I like that. That's good. I mean, I'm Catholic, but it's still pretty funny. All right, let's see the SPD. So, since I am still trying to draw stuff, I'm going to draw the Happy Camper right here. The best way I can. Again, keep asking questions. See if you guys can get me to say anything at it right here. I am going to show you guys the original image of the Happy Camper to, give thanks to the artist, which is Hidden Leaf. Hidden Leaf makes some really good content. I highly recommend you guys to look at their stuff. They make like recreations of like old creepypastas, a bunch of shit like that, and I really like how they made my Dax look right here. It was like let's see. How advanced is the SPD equipment? So, like I said, from different universes, there's a bunch of different versions of the SPD. The SPD itself has the ability to get different weapons from other places, or even like different equipments. There are ammo benches that basically reload by themselves in infinite amounts due to like a portal being connected to it that can replenish like all matters of like material. They even have stuff from like they even have like certain like events that have like historical value. Like they have Abraham Lincoln's hat. They have they have the fucking spear that stabbed Jesus's side. A bunch of crazy shit like that. They have the ability to get a bunch of stuff from like time and space. So they're pretty advanced, that per se. But back in the 1990s and 80s, they were more like a how do I say this? They were more like just a basic like government head to just identify like certain things. But whenever the whole cataclysm happened with like the Blood Moon of 1998, that caused them to realize that we need to fucking defend this universe, because if this universe goes down, everything else will fucking collapse. And that includes us, by the way. I'm not explaining any further. Bullet printer go burr. Yeah, exactly. Like, this specific machine is used to make any form of round, including rounds that are like not even from this universe or any other universe. Like, we're talking like laser rounds, we're talking like rail guns, we're talking shit like that. However, the one limitation is it can't make the guns that it comes with. It has to be specifically the ammo, because if you try to make even like a small fucking pistol, like if it's trying to make like a Glock or something, that machine will not work anymore. It's just gonna collapse. Where does real life fit into the Dax lore? So, that's funny. We're technically talking to D000, the creator, the original man, the guy who's made everything. And these guys kind of OP. Kinda. There has been instances in which other SPDs had to be completely cut off because there were no points of no return, and the event that happened with them kind of fucking killed everyone. There's been an event in which a plague has infected the entire universe and killed everyone off. And so to ensure that doesn't spread to other universes, the main SPD came to the authority of basically nuking where that SPD from the alternate universe was at and just shut off that universe. There are a lot of dead universes. Like, if you think Warhammer has a lot of like terrible shit happening, it's even worse here, because it's only a matter of time until something hits again. So during the 21st century, are there just special forces but with supernatural tools? Yes. During the turn of the century, around like, not turn of the century, but like during 1990s or so, or 1998, before the events of 1998 happened, all the SPD and everything like that came into contact with all that shit, they basically only had like a handful like supernatural equipment. Like, they had the Staff of Ra, they had the bunch of like different slabs from around the universe, not even around the universe, but around the, they were only limited to equipment and supernatural shit from that world. So think about it this way. This universe is D001. It's like ours. However, in their universe, a lot more supernatural shit exists. Like the Aztec like predictions and everything like that. Not really that existing, but Aztec like ritualistic daggers actually had like some supernatural shit happening. I even have some files right here, in fact, to show you guys. So this is like a hidden thing that they found inside of the Hull and Tor bunker, where they basically specified in making weapons that were infused with like plants and like different like human sacrifices and shit like that. Like, this mask specifically can create a man to become half plant, half demon, half human, whatever the fuck. And more Hull and Tor bunker snapshots. Crazy shit happened back down there. Again, this is honestly I'm actually kind of giving you guys a a preview for a project I was working on for a while now. I'm kind of having this on hold. I was originally going to make this into a video game, but I'm going to have it on hold for now. This is actually known as the Heavy Gunner, another like Frankenstein creation that the Germans made, and it was basically a walking dead soldier that could just basically hold ammo inside of its body and just shoot a fucking MG42 out of like left arm. It was crazy. And of course we have normal Frankensteinian like Nazi soldiers that were basically brought back. And here's an example of what happened with trying to escape the bunker in that timeline. It's simple. Ooh, actually, this is a very interesting story. So there have been two instances where a Daxine has grown up in the Soviet Union. You know, the younger Daxine, D1171, and this is Red Mother. Red Mother is basically what happened when the Daxine was basically transported over, and she actually grew up into becoming a full-grown woman. But in her timeline, she kind of ended up having to work together with the KGB and the CIA to prevent a global catastrophe from hitting, and she ended up going to escape from the KGB because they were trying to use her like a living weapon as well. There was also a instance in where she actually fought against a Dax that was fully converted into a walking weapon by the Nazis. So in that universe, I have a screenshot around here. I have to find it, but in that universe, the other universe where that Frankenstein Dax, it literally called Frankenstein, there was no way of actually, or as you can see, this Daxine is also insane. Well, sorta. Some Daxines can actually just keep their mind and everything like completely like sane in certain ways, but whenever she goes into combat, she does kind of explode. Not in the literal way, like she like explodes out of rage and like complete like anger and shit. This Daxine specifically fought against another Dax by the name of Frankenstein. The reason why he's called the Frankenstein is because, like other examples I just showed you guys of the dead soldiers and everything like that, in his universe, apparently, he didn't successfully get resurrected properly. And the Germans figured out, well, why don't we just use his dead body as a living weapon completely? Like, instead of giving him like his sentience back and everything, we just make him a walking, like a walking tank monster creation. This Dax was known to be completely fucking insane. Like in his timeline and universe, the war kept going on until the 70s, to the point that the Allies had to basically a ceasefire because he alone can demolish shit that was basically causing everything to be worse. Like if you think the atomic bombs were bad, this Dax was worse. He could level whole cities in the matter of a few fucking minutes if he wasn't taken care of. Hi, YouTube algorithm brought me here. Hi. Oh, hi. And I'm glad that you actually are enjoying your time here. Welcome, Cheerleader Animation. Welcome. So like I was saying, this Dax in particular was brainwashed into becoming this living weapon. There was no way he was able to basically have any form of sentience. And again, keep in mind, every single point of Daxes in this are that the violence and the agony of a war can cause more problems than anything. This Dax alone basically became the reason why the Germans stayed they were, like the way they were past the 70s. Oh, thanks for subscribing as well. Thank you. To any new chatters, I am highly insane. Please do not take me seriously. So she ended up fighting against him because obviously she saw that he was a walking machine used by the Nazis. Duh. So she was trying to basically prevent him from going through a Blood Moon portal to invade another like universe. Because the Nazis at this point basically figured out that, hey, we're just going to just use him as a way to get into other worlds to get basically take over more and more places. Like this place was like Wolfenstein, but there was still a form of like standstill and just it was pretty bad. It was so bad to the point that even nuclear weapons couldn't even work against this Dax in particular. So she actually managed to do a really good fight against him and completely and utterly just prevent him from going through and even damaging him to the point that he had to, like, half of his body had to be taken into life support, or whatever life support is left of him. He was literally a walking corpse. How are her heavy boobs not high? Hindering her mobility? She crushes her enemies with the rest. So funny you should say that. There are some techniques that Daxines can do that, but sort of. Like I said, like I hate that that's so fucking pervy of me, but like it's kind of makes sense in a way that like the Daxines are kind of crazy. By the way, this is the original title of the entire universe as a whole. It's Through the Needle's Eye, or basically just the Needle's Eye universe or multiverse. I've got to go for a second, but I'll be back. Awesome. I will be finishing up the stream here soon enough. God, I didn't think I would actually explain so much of this shit in like such a small time. But yeah, this is all like early concept of like of a game I'm actually planning to make for a Dax, because believe it or not, it's not D001. This is an entirely different Dax. That's all I'm gonna say. Nice universe writer here too. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm not really much of a writer. I just like making kinds of stories for just enjoyment's sake and for people to like just enjoy them too. I've been rambling so much, and I'm still surprised people are actually fucking watching me fucking talk about this. I'm really happy you guys are here for this. But yeah, no, that this is basically just how all the entire universes have basically made themselves like well known to like every other like universe in a way. I keep rambling, but as far as we know, most of the Daxes seen and like all the art and all the stuff that I made have been recorded. But there's some that are just completely missing, or we just don't know where the fuck they're at. Like I said, the original one, this is how he looks. The problem is, really don't know where the fuck he's at. Can be really anywhere. The only other one that we really have in hand is just this Daxine, which is one of the more normal. This Daxine, and we're still trying to find this motherfucker. Gotta go. See you next stream. Awesome. I appreciate you being here either way. Also subscribed. I saw. Thank you very much for subscribing. I normally don't really talk about this. Honestly, watching people explain lore is interesting. Again, I love explaining this stuff. I've always wanted to do stuff like this, and it's so fucking cool. But again, like, it's there's some very interesting things about like certain Daxes, like even the one that I just joked about with fucking like Andrew Dax thing that happened. His own story is a fucking nightmare. But yeah, this is the Happy Camper. He has something else. I don't know how to exactly explain what he can do, because we still don't even know what the fuck he is. We don't know if he's alive. We don't know if he's living. We don't know if he was even like a thing to begin with. Like this thing alone is fucking terrifying. Oh my god. Actually kind of made it accurate to how he looks in the fucking record. So yeah, this was a nice little lore explanation stream. Sort of lore explanation. This is the most I can really do with what I have at hand. Again, I gotta go. Have a good day. Oh, you too, Diablo. I appreciate you being here. But yeah, no, that's the Dax lore for you guys. Oh yeah, and there's also Dimitrescu Daxine. Absorb Dimitrescu. Happened. Understandable. So I'm going to just pull this up real quick just to, I know, like I said, like I'm gonna be done talking about this, and I really am. But there's a nice little detail that is found about this this one particular thing about this one universe with God damn it, I have, oh my, again, hold on, give me a minute. All right, I'm back. Sorry. God damn it. Playing all this shit. All right. All right. The stream was still on. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just needed to go check on my dog. All right. Before I end the stream. God damn it. So, you know, I was talking about Daxi, the fucking cursed ass combination Dax. There was a particular thing that happened when it comes to that Dax in particular. If I can find him, I did put him somewhere else. Oh god, it's under WS. It is. Fuck. Okay. So I'm gonna zoom in on here again. So there's a small little detail that we found out. Yeah, the two minds in one body thing is serious. Don't know how the fuck this is even possible, but apparently, like most Daxes, if they fucking merge with another fucking person, the other person's mind stays intact with the fucking mask. So any single time you see, you know, something like this happen, that usually means that the other person's fucking brain is inside of there. Or not brain, more like their consciousness. So yeah, that's a nice little detail. Now I'm gonna get out of this one because it's under the NSW one. I don't want to accidentally fucking flash tits on there. Or penis. So yeah, that is it. That is the explanation of most of the Daxes that I have shown / will show. I was gonna show in the of what with Aki. Oh, by the way, yeah, NekoArt Dax exists, and we don't really know where the fuck that one came. We legitimately have no idea where the fuck that one came from either. It's like the fucking Puma one. It just kind of exists. That's the thing. It literally just kind of fucking exists. All right, let's see. I can even find a way to like upload an image on. Oh, hey, would you look at that? That's ironic. So, I'm actually gonna show this real quick. This is another Dax. Very special Dax to me. Dax that John found. Dorito Dax. Another Dax we don't really know where it comes from. John found him. Be nice. Not really Dorito. More like a tree. Yeah. I like him. So here's the image of the happy camper though. I do need to know how. How did Alright, I'm gonna have to add it as a fucking. Sorry about that. Give me a minute. I guess it just kind of got corrupt. There it is. Original rendition of the happy camper. Again, we have no idea where the fuck Dax from Doritos Beyond Curious indeed. Yeah, I like Dorito. The happy camper. I don't have any idea what the fuck happened to the fucking world. Apparently there's like, people have told me before that apparently there's like some weak like skeletal like structure. Get right there. There's like boning. Morphing. It's weird. I don't like how it really like does that, but I guess it's kind of cool. But yeah, fucking soul or something. But yeah, you guys have anything else to say before I end the show? That's pretty nice. I'm actually. The mic is failing a bit. Ah. How about now? You guys can hear me now? There we go. How about now? Some of these sentences are being cut out a bit. Oof. Not good. But basically, yeah, no, I was saying it's basically like the last basic semblance of what we really got about this one in particular. But something about him that just really freaks me out. But yeah, guys, is there a Samus Dax? Not that I know of, really. But if it was gonna be Samus Dax, it'd probably be like a Daxine. There has been a record of a Dax being both male and female, depending, because this Dax in particular was known as the. Let's see, how do I explain? DS1 Dax. DS1 Dax is very interesting. He's a 3D polygon model of D001. However, this one is really strange. So here's a little preview on how he looks. Look at him. So this Dax in particular is strange because, again, it can be both male and female. I can't show them female variant because that will get me in trouble. But the reason why it can be both male and female is because simply due to the fact that it's working as a player 1 and player 2 versions of like a character design, or not character design, but just character in general. This one's basically just another digitized version of Dax, like that one Daxine 2000. Except this one's not an emo girl basically stuck inside of a fucking computer. This one's just a basic little character that's just stuck inside of a fucking PlayStation 1. We still don't know what video game it is, but it's something. Can Daxes only fuse with other human beings, or do they need to be careful around every other thing? So, like I said, every Dax basically has the idea of how to control that, except for that one Dax. It can only be humanoid. Like, it can be both human or not human at all. So it can be like an alien, or it can be like something else entirely. There's some universes where it just doesn't really affect them, like their body per se. Like their body still somewhat looks the same, but when it happens to be like something humanoid, like an alien, it does tend to affect the body more. And depending on how it goes, it can affect like the brain and like basic thought function and everything else. So yeah, no, this is it. This is the Dax lore. All started because of this one motherfucker. This lovely son of a bitch caused all of this to happen, including me, really. So Cthulhu Dax is a possibility that we don't talk about Cthulhu. Cthulhu's a bitch. Every Dax fucking hates Cthulhu. I'm kidding, no. Dax Cthulhu could be a possibility, but that's an entirely different can of worms, because the body to mass ratio has to also be considered. Like, sure, you can be something that could be like pretty tall, but you can't. Is there a Ganondorf Dax? Careful regarding Nintendo. You know that there's a copyright. Not really, because, you know, how do I say this? There could be a possibility, but you see, think of Dax as like a parasite in a way. It can either be good for you or bad. No, wait, that's a terrible fucking analogy. Oh, fuck it, that's basically how I can really explain it. But yeah, no, this all started because of this one motherfucker. This purpley bitch. Just draw. I'm gonna draw some nice little magic sprinkles right here. It all started because of him. All right, you guys have any other questions before I end the stream? This was a very different stream, to be honest. I never really expected it to be like this. Hell, I'm really glad that people end up showing up to fucking, you know, listen to me ramble about my stupid fucking like little lore here. I'm gonna turn that off too. But yeah, again, I fixed the Ko-fi in case you guys want to support. And if you guys want more of this, like kind of like me ranting about my own like lore and crazy shit like that, I'm always down to do that. I'm always down to like create new Daxes, new prompts, new things like that just for you guys. Again, I don't really exactly, I can only really create how their designs look, but basically looking at it this way, I'm not really much of a creator, more of a file holder. It's a very good time. Ready for Dax versus the Demon Core? I mean, Daxes can resist a lot of like radiation, but if that were to happen, that's a lot of mutation, bro. Jesus. But yeah, no, I'm just very happy with the turnout everyone's shown. There, you know, there was something crazy I never told you guys about. There was a record before of a Daxine that was the Sister of Battle from the 40k universe, but the thing is, like, that Daxine they don't really like interacting with because that would be a massive can of worms. Mainly because if that were to happen in the merging of universes, the 40k universe might end up affecting the Dax universe, which is not a good thing. Let's see, someone did bring me Dax explain this lore. Like, dude, everyone in fucking Echo's making fun of me now. Fucking Pepe Sylvia. Like, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I love explaining the lore. But again, if I am going to do this again, I will have to explain so much more. Because there's so much. There's like, I forgot to talk about the fucking temporal rifts in detail. I forgot to talk about like the entities that aren't even Daxes. Anything goes anyways. Yeah, sounds kind of hereditary. It's crazy. Like there's a lot of things that you guys should really think keep in mind when it comes to Daxes and Daxines. They are very important to me. because I don't think I really would ever sell them out to anything else. Like they're my own little creation in a way. Even though, like I said, like I don't really see myself as more of like a oh I'm a god. I know what I'm doing with it. No, I want this to be like its own crazy thing. This stream is a bit of a refresher. Got entertained. Awesome. Yeah, no, I love doing stuff like this because it just shows that like creativity is fun. And you know, again, I'm always down to. Oh my god! I can. Okay, so. So, I have some explaining to do. I have some legitimate explaining to do to you guys. So, back in the day, there was a bit of an error. And by a bit of an error, I mean, this error was another temporal error. Say hi to Dax 2000. Not Daxine, no, this is Dax 2000. This is a temporal error. And I know I said I wasn't going to talk about, you know, my lore anymore and shit like that, but this is a Dax specifically made to basically be friends with Daxine 2000. However, it kind of went bad and the temporal error kind of caused him to have a life of his own and leave that Daxine alone and sad. He's not crazy or anything, he's just normal. Not normal in the sense of, oh, he's just like that. Crossover moment. Tsukihime. Neko Dax. God damn it. Okay, one more exclamation and then I'm done with the stream. let me get back. Let me go back and see if I don't accidentally have, because I put that one in the NSW one to cover up a bunch of like prawn. Let me see if I can find more. There was a Neko Dax at some point. We just kind of lost record of him at some point too. Oh well. I guess I'll have to show you guys that next time. I don't want to give you guys too much already. No. Stream's about to end. But yeah, no, that's it. That is the basic rundown of the Dax lore. Basic started off with this motherfucker, D001. Technically made D00. D0. D0s. Let's remember. D0s. It all started because of this one motherfucker. And it just spanned into a lot of other things. It went to Hellsing, went to Warhammer, went to basically anywhere, really. It even went to its own special places. Like a computer, another computer, a fucking PlayStation 1. Yeah. So, yeah. I hope you all have a great night. But yeah, if you guys want more of this explanation of lore and everything else, feel free to tell me. I appreciate every one of you guys for sticking by, even though I kept boring the fuck out of you. I promise the next stream, maybe it's gonna be tomorrow, maybe not. If not, Saturday, same time, 6 in the afternoon, 6 p.m. CST. I am trying to find a new job as well, because this is not really making any money. YouTube, man. I have to write down questions for next time. Stupid question: is there a negative number Dax? Great night, everyone, and it would be interesting to know more. Okay. Negative number Daxes are weird because they're more like not evil versions, but they're like, they aren't evil per se, but they are evil in the fact that they are basically, what do I say, shadow creatures. So you know how you've seen like shadow people in the corner of your eye? Yeah, that's them. They can't hurt you. They can't do anything. They're just stuck in an endless fucking void. And every single time you see a tiny little Dax in the corner of your eye, that's them. Every single time you see a fucking like shadow creature, corner of your eye, or in your fucking dark ass bedroom, that's them. That's what happens when the universe comes up with so much shit that it can't really process the existence of other things outside of its own universe. So it just ends up making temporal fucking weird things happen. But that's beside the point. Yeah. Yeah, so those are negative Daxes and Daxines. Can't really identify them either. They don't really have an exact number. When we see them, they just disappear. But yeah, now get yourself some hot cocoa. Go enjoy your day and your night. Tomorrow, I am probably going to be playing actually really fun game. A few fun games actually. I'm going to play Charlie Murder. It's a nice fucking game I found as of recent. I really want to play it. And continue more Call of Duty, of course. Yeah, I like that game sometimes, and it's fucking good, like, you know, shut up brain kind of shit. But yeah. And again, by the way, D000 here. Again, putting back on like all the coffin game content for now, because I know I was trying to milk it for a bit, and you know, it was affecting my brain a bit. I'll live, but it's just a little PSA. I am going to put it on hold, like all the fucking drawings I had for like the 500 sub things. The whole plan for me to like release all those drawings for like every 10 subs I would get for like the YouTube channel, I will have to put those on hold for now, unfortunately, because as of late we've had basically a lot of people, a lot of content creators that have interacted with that game and like sort of enjoyed it, sort of didn't. Like there's been people harassing other people, even doxing involved, and just I don't want to get anyone in my server or myself involved in it, and just trying to distance myself from that kind of shit. No, I care for my friends not getting their shit, you know, doxed, or even me, of course. But since I'm with a whole group of people, some of them don't even really want to be known in like real life. I will respect them and their privacy, and to make sure that nothing happens, I'm gonna distance myself from that from now on. That's one of the main reasons why I also didn't bring up that one Dax in particular, was because, well, of course, it revolved around the game, and of course, I kind of had to explain it because of the previous past weeks which we had that. No, it's fair. I don't want it to drag them into it. Of course, yeah, no. And you know, also for me, of course, because you know it is kind of getting a little old, and you know, haha, funny, whatever incest game like gives a shit. But at the same time, over here, like I'm gonna need to do other stuff. And you know, I will revisit those at some point. I will draw them, but for now, I'm putting them on hold because it's for best. That being said, yeah, if you guys want to, feel free to make some fan art or anything like that. Something that, you know, it has to be at least a little nice. Don't make some weird fucked up shit unless if. So here's a rule of thumb: if I accept it and I like it a lot and feel as if it would be perfect, I'll make a canon. That's my rule. I'll make a canon to the Dax lore. It could be your own interpretation of like what happens. It could be a Dax that like never even experienced war in the first place. That's something I never came up with. Also, hi Jacob, how are you doing? But yeah, I like this stream. This is a nice stream, all things considered. I feel different in a way. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by. You're all special to me in a way. Take care.